on the show, we will enter the dark side, the land where no one has ever entered before, where every step that you take is being watched, every movement that you make is being tracked.
Hold on, कुछ ज़्यादा ड्रामा हो गया है.
यार इतनी फिल्मी जगह में थोड़ा सा ड्रामा is allowed.
थोड़ा है, but थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया.
Okay, I might be able to cut down on the drama, but what we cannot cut down is the threats and the attacks that we are vulnerable to because of all the smart devices that we've been using.
Yes, and that's a serious issue, and this is what we are going to discuss on the cyber security special issue, and this is Unboxed, the ultimate tech buying guide show.
Stand by.
Now we spoke about malware and about the dark side, and who better than Saket Modi to tell us all about it. So Saket, first of all, with all these antivirus softwares, apps that we have, are they enough to keep you secure?
So in order to understand whether they're enough or not, let's first understand how does the antivirus work. The answer will be obvious, that will come out from it. So conventionally, the antivirus is, the way they work. If you conventionally know that everybody has been telling you to keep updating your antiviruses as frequently as possible, so that the antivirus manufacturers push certain updates. These are libraries of existing signatures of malwares that they detect in their labs, and these signatures come down to your system, and every time you download a file, you click on a particular file, or you go to a particular URL where something is getting executed, these signatures try to fingerprint themselves with that particular file. An antivirus, essentially what it does is it scans the entire binary code of any file that you try to execute and sees if there is a match. The moment there's a match, it says this is a malware. The moment it is not a match, it says congratulations, you're secured.
Rahul, I know you keep experimenting with a lot of apps, laptops, computers, everything. Any threats, any risks that you have personally faced, while during all your experiments?
Yes, the latest threat that I've come across is kind of a crypto virus. What it does is, whenever you insert a pen drive in one of the infected computers, this bug or virus will act upon that pen drive, and all the data that's there in that pen drive or the flash drive, it will hide it within the pen drive itself. All you will get is a link. The moment you click on that link, it will keep reopening that page, but you will not get access to your data, but your data is still there. So this is kind of a ransomware that we were discussing some time back. So basically, a bigger version of this ransomware is used to target bigger organizations and companies to get big sums of ransom from them. What they'll do is they'll send in a virus and they'll hide all their data. They'll password protect it. For a layman, it's like password protecting all the information, and until and unless you provide the password, you cannot access that data. And this is what is happening with most of the computers, and this is one of the major viruses that is being circulated in the market today.
Now, before I come to you to find a solution to that big problem, let's just take a look at some of the other threats and risks that you are vulnerable to because of all the smartphones and smart devices that you've been using.
As times have progressed, computer viruses as related threats have also evolved. Right from the creeper virus back in the 1970s till the self-morphing programs that hide all your data on your pen drives, here is our comprehensive list of threats that you have to keep yourself safe from. Viruses are malwares that when executed replicates itself and infects or modifies other files and programs. Commonly these programs are transported by removable media such as flash drives and can corrupt data, steal passwords and even change settings of your system. A Trojan horse is a malicious program that is a part of a separate application altogether. Designed to bypass antiviruses and scanners, a Trojan generally is transferred when users install applications from untrusted sources. Phishing, in simpler terms, is to acquire sensitive data such as usernames and passwords from users. And to carry this out, mostly emails are used. These emails disguise themselves as important communication from banks and financial institutions looking for users' bank account, email or even credit card login details in order to extract money out of them.
Okay, Saket, so he's mentioned ransomware. What is the way to kind of tackle it?
So when you have a data which you're today storing on your phone, on your pen drives, on your hard disks, or on your laptops and systems, I mean, the hackers know about it. When they try to get an access or they install a backdoor inside your computer, one ways by which they can easily extort money from you is by encrypting that data and storing that on your hard disk itself. So the data is very much there, as my friend mentioned, but then on the other side it really is encrypted, and it is very, very difficult to go ahead and decrypt that. So if you are already hit by a ransomware, it's more ideal to consult somebody who's been in this field, who is a cybersecurity consultant, because again, every ransomware will require a unique answer. But on the other side, when we talk about proactive security, there are multiple things that we can do. We talked about antiviruses. Certainly that is something to do. However, let's also understand that antiviruses have also evolved. Antiviruses are a concept which have been, more than a decade old now, and they've been there in the, in business for a long time. But antiviruses have moved from signature-based attacks, detecting malwares based on signatures, to behavior-based analysis.
The need for the kind of antivirus and security apps is different, and that kind of varies. So, for instance, maybe you, because you experiment so much, you probably need, something that is
Right.
perhaps more secure. Would that need be the same for somebody who doesn't, who's just into limited browsing, social networking, or is the need different?
Yeah, I understand your question, but see, calling an antivirus software insecure is incorrect because all these applications, they provide security. In which way, that is different, and this is where the products of various companies differ. For instance, Avast, when you go in for the free version, they will provide you live security, the definition based scan, and to an extent they will also provide you a rootkit scan also, right? But the moment you go for a paid version, the active scan mode of that antivirus keeps as Sankit mentioned, that it keeps monitoring your applications and the connections that are going in and out of your computer, and it starts monitoring the behavior of the applications on your computer. So Microsoft, all the applications that are there on your computer, so there are certain connections that the company has specified that this particular application will take in 16 or 17 in connections and will give out 21 or 22 connections, like that. So that all information is available with the antivirus companies. So the moment this threshold is crossed, what happens? So the antivirus takes it as a red flag, and it traces where the data is going, to which socket, to which connection is that data being pumped out to, or is being carried into the system using that connection. So that's where the live scan comes in, and different softwares, different applications have different methods of tackling this, and the way they answer the security concern or threat. That's where it differs. But at the same time, what you can do is, applications are there, the softwares are there, malware detection applications are available on the Android Google Play Store. You can download them and probably avoid installing applications from unknown sources. That's the only option which is there for Android users to be safe and secure. If you are downloading application mostly from the Play Store, chances are that you will not end up installing some kind of a malware on your device. But yes, since there are n number of applications on the Play Store also, chances are that you can also download a malware through the Google Play Store.
There are more than 10 million applications on the Android Play Store and the iOS Store, and expecting that every application that you download from the Play Store will be absolutely foolproof is something which is not possible, because even Google or even Apple really doesn't have the bandwidth and the human resources to individually verify whether an application which is uploaded is secured or not.
Now, all that does, scare us a lot, and I know we should be really cautious while using all these apps. But when it comes to phones, what are the kind of apps that we can keep, be it on Android or iOS?
There are two apps. One is, of course, for iOS. I use this app. It's called Lookout. So this is a brilliant app which allows you to see your phone, the permissions that your apps are using, and at the same time if you lose your phone you can track it back. So that's for iOS. On the other side for Android, I have to say unhack. I mean, we've made it, so I can't be, it's an extremely unbiased view, but we've got more than 100,000 downloads, and it's a brilliant app. I've said this in the past. All it does is you can go in the app, see which apps are seeing my messages. With one tap, you will be able to see the list of your apps which are reading your SMS. See who is seeing my pictures. With one tap, you can see on your phone which are their apps which can see your pictures. If you have a torch application or a calculator application which is reading your messages and watching your pictures, I feel it's very stupid. You must immediately uninstall the app, and using this application you can go ahead and even set data limits to that. The new Android version and the cyanogen mode, if people are using out there, you even have the option where, like Apple has had it for a long time now, where individually for application you can switch off the permissions also.
Smart advice over there. So Rahul, what are some of the apps that you probably use to keep your phone and yourself more secure?
Well, since I am an Android user, so the only thing I pay attention to is the kind of permission any application that I'm installing on my smartphone is asking for. So I take out time whenever I'm installing an application. I'll go through all the permissions, whether, as you mentioned, that whether it's asking for checking your messages or pictures or something like that. If there is something which is fishy, which doesn't seem right there, I'll abort the application and the installation right there, and I'll be happy with that. I'll look for an alternative then and there. So that takes care of the malicious application part. Second thing that I am very fond of is, most of the smartphones that we use today, we are very fond of using the QR codes. It's everywhere. I mean, discount codes, from booking apps to checking out information, links, everywhere. There is this application called Norton Snap. So what it does, whenever you click a picture or whenever you use a QR code, it first sends the data to the Norton server, which will verify if the link is going to the right server, opening up right, if there is a malicious code in that, if going there will harm your computer or your smartphone, it will then and there it will flag that link. Otherwise it will give you a green go ahead, and if that is green, then go ahead with that QR code.
And just a catch to what Rahul says, that means Norton knows everywhere that you're going. So
everybody is connected, we can't help that, I think.
Absolutely.
So with everything being so connected, the only thing we can do is perhaps we have these little apps, softwares to be slightly more cautious and of course more aware. Now moving on to the deal of the week, of course be cautious while we're picking up that deal as well.
Ultra portable notebooks are great for traveling due to their low weight and high battery backup they offer. However, performance is one area where these slim and sleek notebooks tend to suffer a lot due to the low-end hardware that the companies add to these devices in order to make them travel-friendly. But with the XPS 13 from Dell, offered something that is both travel-friendly as well as packs enough punch to put your average notebooks to shame. Loaded with an Intel i7 processor, 8GB of RAM and a whopping 256GB of SSD-based storage, the XPS 13 surely sounds like a powerful notebook. However, the notebook has been made with the use of composite materials that add durability while keeping the weight in check, allowing the designers to fit in more battery, giving the XPS 13 a battery life of over 12 hours. So if you're looking to buy a powerful travel computer, we have the perfect deal for you, and the XPS 13 can be yours for close to 90,000 rupees.
And for all those who don't want to dig too deep into their pockets, we have the second-hand buying guide.
Worried about home security and don't know what to invest in? Well, if that's the case, then the Netgear Arlo is a highly recommended solution for you. This home security system comprises of 2 HD security cameras that can be very easily installed anywhere in your home. Once installed, all you need to do is configure the system and connect it to the Wi-Fi, and that's about it. The Arlo is a self-sufficient security system which can be expanded as per need. All the cameras work independently and are water and dust resistant, so installing indoor and outdoor is not an issue. The Arlo system is priced close to 26,000 rupees,
but in the second-hand market, the Arlo system can be bought for as low as 15,000 rupees. However, as always, be sure and make sure that the device you purchase is in perfect running condition before finalizing the purchase.
Time for a break now. Lots more on the other side, including Quick Fix, where our tech experts are going to take on all your tech queries.
Please stand by. Please stand by.
Welcome back. You're watching Unboxed, the ultimate tech buying guide show. And now time for the unboxing. Asus is out with a new edition of the Zenfone Max. The box in itself is ordinary, a black box with images and features of the phone all over it. Slide it open and first up is the phone itself. Next there was a set of usual accessories, a charging cable, an adapter. The first impressions of the phone? Well, it does seem slightly heavy and clunky. The screen is bright, 5.5 inches Full HD. It has a leather textured back and well, it is not really outstanding in terms of looks. In fact, it is quite bulky when compared to the sleek devices that most companies have these days. Perhaps it is because of the mammoth 5000 mAh battery that should provide enough juice even to heavy users. But this also means that the phone does take a long time to charge completely. Perhaps a quick charge on the phone would have been ideal. The other aspect in which it races ahead is the processor. In fact, this phone is an upgrade to a previous model with an enhanced chipset. A speedy 1.5 GHz octa-core Snapdragon 615 processor allows for smooth multitasking and performance. It comes with the latest Android Marshmallow. There is 32 GB memory with an SD card slot as well. It packs a combination of 13 megapixel rear and 5 megapixel front camera, average picture quality. It is available in two variants. 2 GB RAM is priced at 9,999 while the 3 GB RAM variant is for 12,999 rupees. For all those who suffer from battery woes, well, you could consider the Asus Zenfone Max as a good option. And now time for Quick Fix. Let's take a look at our first question.
I shop online a lot. How can I be sure that my security is not compromised? Any suggestions?
So what are the simple tips and tricks that you can keep in mind?
So, I mean, considering the credit card frauds that happen and considering the hackings that happen for all these big e-commerce companies, starting from eBay till the biggest names have been hacked. So how do you go ahead and protect yourself? Of course you have to shop, I know that. But on the other side, one very basic thing which I always keep recommending to everybody, use multiple credit cards with extremely small limits. Somehow today we feel it's a status symbol to have a credit card with a very large limit, which I feel is very foolish. Instead of having one card with 20 lakh rupee limit, have 10 cards with 2 lakh rupee limit, so that even if that gets misused somewhere, you have an option of that there's an upper limit to which a hacker can spend.
Just to add to that, see, first of all, again, install applications from a very credible source, because in applications only you get all these minute little bugs and viruses that can track your details, track the put in cookies in your browsers which can crack and track your data. At the same time, the second most important thing is to opt for a OTP password. So OTPs are generated and are consumable only once, and if you are entering data like your internet login password and user ID and password in that browser, you are making yourself vulnerable. But at the same time, if you are using an OTP, which is a one-time password, you are somewhat secure because that password is used and destroyed. You cannot reuse that.
So well, keep yourself safe, keep yourself secure, and of course for all tips and tricks, you have to watch Unboxed, the ultimate tech buying guide show. Do write to us with your feedback on primetech@ndtv.com. We'll see you next week.
Bye.